Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a kick-ass day. Anyway, today's video, I'm getting right into it because it's a little different than what I normally do on my daily vlog, but it's just something that I've been thinking about today, so I thought I'll share it with you. So, a buddy of mine, Ken, he reached out to me today and we were having a conversation, and as we're having a conversation, he's like, are you winning races today? Referring to my sim racing. And I'm like, no, man, I'm at work. And he's like, at work? Like, do you work from home? And I was like, you realize that all the social media that we do is our business. And he didn't realize that. And I know there's quite a few out there that don't realize that. And there's a lot of people out there that don't even realize that that can be like an actual business. So I thought I'd share a little bit about our business, how we make a living, right? I've always said I make a living riding motorcycles. It's a little more in depth than that, but that's kind of the gist. I think the buzzword in the industry is an influencer. I'm what they consider an influencer. I hate saying that. That's like, so do you guys ever remember like being a salesman, and salesman was like a dirty word? I remember back in the day, like you never wanted to be called a salesman, although everybody in life is a salesman one way or another. If me and the wife are trying to figure out where to eat, and I'm suggesting this place and she's suggesting this place, we're both selling each other on which place we should go eat. That's just life. So life is sales. But, I guess the influencing is all just part of life. It doesn't roll off my tongue like I would like it to. Anywho, back to the actual subject here. How we make money. The other reason that I brought this up today is I'm doing the budget. So I'm doing the budget from this year and making plans for next year. Right? And I do the budget every year. I have a spreadsheet like what income, where the income came from, what expenses, what we spent money on, where can we, did we waste money on that? Maybe we take that money and we allocate it for something else. Like, it's a business. We are a corporation. Angie and myself take paychecks. We pay taxes. Mama, Granny Ma Badger, Angie's mom, she gets a paycheck. We pay taxes, unemployment, all the stuff that you would walk into a brick and mortar place. We have the same thing. Now, we don't have the rent because we can do it from home. But we also have the computers, we have different tech we use, we have cameras, we have different softwares we use. I mean, all of this stuff is added together to make this business. And then we have different income streams that we have to manage and make sure that they're working properly and, we're utilizing them correctly. I'll give you a few of them. So Amazon, Amsoil, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, sponsors. Sponsors is the big one. But those are just a few of the income streams that we have. So each one of those plays its own part. I compare those year over year. Fortunately, every one of them except Facebook has went up this year. But the other thing you have to manage in this is the platforms. So the platforms, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, and TikToks, they change throughout the years. They want to focus on different things. They change the way they pay you. They change the way they want you to upload stuff. They change what they want you to upload. I remember when I started this, I was putting 4 or 5 memes on a day, and we were getting millions of views and likes and shares. And then just one day, it's like somebody grabbed the carpet and jerked it right out from underneath us, and we had to change. Right now, Reels are still the big thing. Groups and chats are the big thing. So we manage 20 groups right now. We manage 20 different groups on Facebook. And then, of course, we have our YouTube, all that. Those all have content that's got to be loaded, comments that have to be responded to, reactions. All of that stuff has to be managed. That's what we do all day. Not to mention all the emails that are coming in. We also run the website Support Bikers. Angie does most of the maintenance and designing and all of that, so she's got to manage that on top of the daily videos. So as you guys can see, it's pretty easy to be a full-time job for 3 people. In fact, we could use a 4th person. I don't know how soon that's going to come or when, but I mean, it's definitely been talked about. Once we get the budget done for next year, I'm sure it'll be talked about more. But I really wanted to take the time to explain to you guys how to do this. So a lot of people would love to do what we do until they actually realize what it takes to do what we do. It's just like any other job. The beauty of my job, so let's go with the benefits and the non-benefits, right? So the benefit is I pretty much work and do whatever I want. Like if I want to cover a certain subject, if I want to do this in my job, if I want to do that, I can do that. Don't have to ask anybody's permission. I can do that. The con to that is I'm always doing that. Like when I'm on the bike, I'm thinking about what piece of content I need to do. What about this? How about that? When I'm out and about, when I'm not at work, I'm still thinking about that, which is something you don't necessarily do in a 9 to 5. At least I didn't when I was a mechanic. I went in, I worked on the cars, and then at 5 o'clock I clocked out, I went home, and I didn't care what the hell happened at that business till the next day when it was time for me to be there. Right? There was no thought on, is this bill going to get paid? Is that going to happen? None of that business stuff mattered. Whereas all of that business stuff matters now. Because like I said, all those things I have to manage is on top of actually doing the fun stuff, right? Creating content, going to rallies, meeting people, riding motorcycles, fixing motorcycles. I mean, that's the fun part. But all the back end stuff that pays the bills, that's the work. So if it's something you want to do, I've said this 1,000 times, you need to make a plan. How are you going to make money? What are your income streams going to be? What does that look like? And then after you make a plan, you have to take action. And when you start to take action, you got to keep taking action. You cannot just try it a couple times and be like, you know what, this just isn't working, I'm changing. If you're forever changing your path, you'll never get anywhere, right? That's like going straight, taking a right, taking a right, taking a right, taking a right, taking a right. And what happens? You're going around in a freaking circle or a square. So you don't want to do that. You want to make a plan, follow the plan, and execute on it. Sometimes you make a plan and then you're like, damn, why did I do that? Me, these daily vlogs, like I'm like 20 videos away from being done for this. I could quit tomorrow and all of you would forgive me. Thank you for that. But there's also a part of me that's like, I made a commitment. This is something I've decided to do, and come hell or high water, I'm going to do it. And I've done it all year. I stayed up some nights till 2, 3, 4 in the morning to get it done, but I've done it every day whether I felt like doing it or not. So sometimes you got to get up and do what you feel like doing or don't feel like doing. Just like you would if you were working for somebody else. That is the hardest part. I have the ability to not do it, and nobody's going to get on to me for not doing it. That's the one advantage I have. The disadvantage to that is the same exact thing. I can actually not do it, and nobody's going to say anything to me. So I have to hold myself responsible for all of that. Anyway, that's just kind of a little insight in what we got going on here for those of you that have always wondered. And if you ever have like pointed questions, you can message me. All my information's in the video below. We'll talk soon. We'll see y'all tomorrow.